Good morning or welcome to this lesson about developing speaking and developing writing. So we're going to take two lessons today, developing speaking and developing writing. We are still on Macmillan, Flying High 6, Unit 5, page 56 and 57. So, developing speaking, talking about photos. We have photos, we're going to talk about them. Now these are the lessons that we're going to take. Speaking, and then exercises. After that, writing, and then speaking and task. Okay? Task about how to speak. Now before we start, we should revise what we have taken before. It's about modal verbs, speculate and deduction in the past. When we're talking about the past, we use have, may have, or might have, or could have. Or in the negative, we say may not have or mightn't have. Must have if you are 90% sure, and couldn't have if you're 90% sure that something didn't happen. So, now look at these two pictures. We have 1 and 2. What do you think are the differences between them? Okay, work with a partner. Look at these two pictures. Write two simulators that have something that's common between them and the differences. Okay. What are the differences? What are the simulation between them? Okay. Now, if you look at these, what is this? Where are they? Where do you think they are in? And this one, where do you think he is in? So this one might be in a modern place, in a supermarket, and this one is in a market, in the old market. Now what are the things that they have in common? That they are, all of them, selling fruits and vegetables. Okay? Now, read the task below, listen to a student doing this task, and answer the questions. So we're going to do three things. First of all, we're going to read, then listen, then we're going to answer the questions. Okay? Now, compare the photographs and tell us how you feel when you go shopping in these places. Now, this is the task. This is the task that you are going to do.
Unit 5.
Listen.
Developing speaking. Exercise 2.
Both photographs show people shopping. In the first photograph, there is a family and they're shopping in a big modern supermarket. Whereas in the second photograph, there is a man at a small market. It isn't clear whether he is a customer shopping or if he is the person who owns the market stall. One big difference between the photos is that the people in the supermarket are chatting and look happy to be shopping together, whereas the man in the market is alone and looks like he's thinking about something. In both pictures, there is a lot of fruit, but another important difference is that some of the food on the shelves in the supermarket is packaged already, while the fruit at the market is loose and fresh. As for me, I prefer shopping in supermarkets because you can buy more things in a supermarket. I think it's more convenient to buy things there because you can get everything you want in just one shop. Compared with a supermarket, shopping in a traditional market is much slower and you can't pick things up yourself. You have to ask for everything from the person who's selling.
Okay. Now, when you've listened, compare the photographs and tell us how you feel when you go shopping in these places. So, when he talked about the photographs, the similarity and the differences between them. Also, he talked about his feeling. What does he feel? Okay. Now, question. Does she mention any of the idea of your idea? Now, when you've written the similarities and the differences, did she mention any of these ideas? No. Does she describes each photographs in detail. Detail means بدقة. So does she describe everything in details? Yeah, I think so. She described that everything was in packs when you go to supermarket, but when you go to the old market, you have to ask it's everything in all of together. The apples were together, the oranges were together. And also she talked about the person who's selling. He looked like that he was thinking about something. Now, does he do both? Does she or does he both parts of the task? Now, did she do all the both of the tasks? Yes, I think so. She talked about the comparison, and also she talked about her feelings. Now we finished the first part. Now we're going to go to the exercises. Complete what the students said. Use phrases from the speaking bank. Listen again if necessary. If it's necessary, you should listen to it again. Now this is the task. We're going to complete it. No, blank. Use the speaking bank. People at market. Said both photographs show people at markets. These are the similarities. There is a family and there's shopping. They are shopping in a bag. In a bag, I think. In a big. Okay. In this photo, in the first photo, there is a family. Now, whereas, what do you think? He's talking about the first photo, now he's talking about what? In the second photo, there is a man at a small market. Now in this one big difference between the photos is that the people in the supermarket are chatting, the first one, and looking happy. Now the second one, whereas it means on the other hand, والناحية الأخرى, the man in the market is alone and looks like he's thinking about something. Now in this one, in both pictures, there is a lot of fruit. But another important difference is that some of the food on the shelves in the supermarket is packed already. While on the other hand, it means بالجهة الأخرى, the fruit at the market is loose and fresh. Okay. Now in this one he said, I think it's more convenient to buy things there because you can get everything you want in just one shop. Compared to a supermarket. Okay, مقارنة supermarket. Now this is the word bank that we use the words from. Practice makes perfect. When you practice things, you make it. You'll become perfect on it. You become good at it. Now, work with a partner. Look at the photos and think about the similarity and differences between them. Now look at these two photos and give me the similarities and differences between them. In turn, compare these photos and say what you think are important factors when you buy a house. So what do you think the most important thing if you are going to buy a house, what do you think this one will be? Do you want to buy this kind of house or this type of house? Or do you want a mix of them? So you're going to compare them and look at the similarities and differences between them. Now we're going to go to the writing part. Developing writing. A formal letter. A formal letter means رسالة رسمية. A formal letter. Page 57. Now, he said, look at these instructions and how to use a cash point to withdraw money. ATM machine, آلة صرافة. a cash point. Number the steps in the correct order. Now we have these order, the steps that you could use when you are going to take money from an ATM machine or a cash point. Okay, so what are the steps that you should start? Now if you read them all, you see one is C. When you approach the cash point, check that there is nobody suspicious around you. Before you go to a cash point or before you put your card in, you should look around because some people will jump you. The second part is F. Ensure your card isn't, insert your card into the machine. Insert the card into, insert means أدخل. And then A, select a language. G, enter your PIN number, الرقم السري, PIN number. 5, select cash and select or enter the amount to withdraw. Either you select the cash, 100 riyals or 200 riyals or 500, or enter the number, or you can enter the number. 6, choose whether you want to receive a receipt. A receipt means إيصال, and select yes or no. 7, wait a while for the machine to press to continue and then give you the money. 8, don't wait more than 30 seconds to take your card. Okay, take your card after that. That's it. These are the numbers. Now, work with a partner. Can you remember the different steps without reading them? So can you remember the difference? Did you do it before? If you did it before, you're going to remember it. Use should, ought to, etc. These are should, ought to, the things that advise to explain what to do. Now, read this letter and answer these questions. We're going to read the letter, then we're going to come back to these questions. Why is the person writing? What solution does he want? What will be done? What will he do if there is no solution? Now these are the things that we should look for. Now let's listen.
Dear Mr. or Madam, I'm writing to complain about an incident that took place last week at your cash point at the City Mall. The incident had left me without my debit card and has caused me a great deal of inconvenience.
Now in this one he's giving the letter. If you look at the letter, he said, Dear Sir or Madam. He doesn't know the name of the person that he's writing to because he's writing to a company, to a bank. So he's starting from the beginning. You can know what's happening, what's going on. He started talking about the problem. I'm writing to complain about, he's complaining about something. What happened? Because an incident that happened that in the cash point at the City Mall. The incident has left me without my debit card and has caused me a great deal of inconvenience. أشياء غير جيدة.
On the evening of Sunday, 21st December, I inserted my debit card into your bank's cash point in order to withdraw 300 Saudi riyals. I selected the amount that I wished to withdraw, but the machine immediately told me that it had retained my card. I tried to cancel the transaction, but the machine had already swallowed my card.
So he started talking about the incident. What happened? Now he started talking about the date, and what did he do? He wanted to take 300 riyals, but the machine took. Retained means she'd taken my money, my credit card. That's why I need something.
I contacted my bank the next day, and they informed me that they could see no reason why the machine had swallowed the card, as there was sufficient money in my account. They informed me that they had to cancel my card and send me another one. This will take between 7 and 10 days.
Okay, now he started thinking what's going on. So he contacted the bank. He talked to the bank. They said there's no problem in your account, so there's no need for us to take your debit card. So he asked them to bring back the card or to give him a new card. So they said would take between 7 and 10 days. Okay, that's too long for him because he doesn't have any card, doesn't have any money.
I'm very disappointed with the treatment I have received from your bank. I now have no easy access to cash through no fault of my own. I demand an apology and I expect you to send my new card urgently. I would also like assurance that you will charge me no bank fees for issuing me with a new card. If I do not hear from you in the next 14 days, I shall be forced to consider moving my current account to another bank. I look forward to hearing from you very soon. Yours faithfully, Haytham Hatem.
Okay, now that's the solution that he gave. You should really give me my credit card without taking any fees from me. And also he said, through no fault of mine, of my own. So that's not my problem. I didn't do anything wrong for you to take my debit card. So you should give me my card without taking any money from me. If they didn't do that, what will happen? He will change the bank. He will take his money and take everything and go to another bank. Now, if you go to the word bank, these are the things that you should, when you write a letter, a formal letter, you should really consider these things. Now, if you look at this, he said, "Dear Sir, Madam," if you know the person, if you know the name of the person, when you're writing to a bank or writing to a company, if you know the name of the person, you should write the family, only the family name. For example, if you know the manager, his name is Hassan Al-Rajhi, you should write Al-Rajhi only. If you don't know, you say, "Dear Sir, Madam." And don't use abbreviation or contractions. Contractions means you don't use won't. You should say will not. Or abbreviations. Abbreviation, when you say, for example, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, instead of saying Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, you say KSA. That's an abbreviation. You don't use it. Use only long forms. Okay? And also when you end the letter, you should write yours faithfully, then you sign your name at the end. That's a formal letter. رسالة رسمية. Now, find the formal question. Now, these are the things. Something happened in paragraph 1. What happened in paragraph 1? An incident took place. What is this incident? Because the money, the credit card or the debit card made a lot of trouble for me. Now, these are the similar words. Caused me a great deal of inconvenience. That's the similar, just like it. Made a lot of trouble for me. Take out, there's another word for take out, withdraw. If I want to withdraw, I take out. Choose or chose, select. Wanted, wished. Kept, retained. Kept it, took it kept it with it, retained. Called, contacted. Enough, sufficient. Told, informed. I want you to say you're sorry. You're sorry. So what do you say? I demand an apology. أطالب بالاعتذار. I'm going to have to. You say I shall be forced to. I shall be forced to. Now this is your task. Work with with a partner. Look at these photos, these two photos, again, and try to. Is that? No, it's not. I'm sorry. Now, photos, and think about the similarities. Yes, think about the similarities between these two and the differences. Thank you very much. I hope to see you again. وهذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد.